Happy Sunday everybody, and here is this week's Hall of Trials video for Nilgal. Thankfully Nilgal is pretty easy because I am pretty tired. The bonus to this fight is if you have burns and you get a bonus to your team if you have a warrior on the team. This works out well because we can take Conqueror Lilias for our dual attacks and put a burn artifact on her. I used Indestructible Gators. This is Hui Young's artifact. If you don't have it, you can use Junkyard Dog. Works just fine, just a bit more RNG with the lower chance to proc. Other than that, just put your best speed gear on Conqueror Lilias so she laps and takes as many turns as possible. For my damage unit, I'm going to use Milim. I chose Milim because she gets the extra attack from Dragon Buster and because she self-heals with her S1. I put her on Cruel Mischief, but you could run Caladra or even Symbol of Unity for the damage. Stick her on the best, strongest Rage set you've got. The Pen set's optional, but it sure does help with the transition phases to get into the break phases. Now the key to this is to run Milim as slow as possible so Lilias takes more turns than her, which will help cycle the Dragon Buster skill. At the start of the fight, you want to put the Vigor buff on, and if your Milim is strong enough and you land a burn, this should one-shot. If it doesn't, you'll wind up just taking one more Conqueror Lilias attack. You want to get a burn inside of the break phase, and every chance you get, you want to use Milim's S3 skill because it does a tremendous amount of damage. It will also help build her stack, so her Dragon Buster skill will go off, which is even more points. And then it's just a straightforward series of S1s from Lilias into S1s from Milim. Now Milim eventually does outpace the Vigor buff. It is not worth it to reapply, just continue to do dual attacks until the phase is over.
I'll take your life, is it?
Sometimes Hall of Trials gives you this one last attack, sometimes it ends it after this Dragon Buster. I can't quite figure out why sometimes you get the last attack and sometimes you don't, but hey, more RNG for Hall of Trials, right? So 6.8 million exiting the break phase. Now, this would be super easy if Nilgal didn't put a heal block on everybody. It makes it difficult to keep Milim alive. I'm going to reapply the Vigor buff and try just to burst down and get into the break phase again before the poisons really start to stack up.
Focus. Feel my sword.
Okay, that's not a lot of poisons, so I think I'm going to be okay. One more hit should put me into the break phase. Nilgal targeted Conqueror Lilias. I want to protect Milim to make sure she doesn't die from the poisons, so I'm going to use that shield inside of the break phase to keep her alive, because the next round of poisons will certainly finish her off. It's unfortunate the Dragon Buster has to happen outside of the break phase, but that's just the way this team is tuned and timed.
I'll take your life.
So I use my S1 skill here to try to get a burn and start the damage rolling again. And I got 20%'d. I can't afford to have those poisons go off on Milim with her health so low, so unfortunately I need to use my S2 skill here to give her a barrier. And that'll let her survive the poison pop. I got the burn this time. The poisons go off and that removed the heal block. So now she'll be able to heal again on her S1. And all it takes is one attack and boom, she's back at full health. Get my extra Dragon Buster off. If you're lucky and you 15% that heal block, you can probably push your score quite a bit higher than this in the break phase because you don't have to waste time with the S2 on Conqueror Lilias, giving a shield buff. But even with that wasted turn, I'm still pushing north of 12 million points outside of the break phase. And it looks like I get one last attack into one last Dragon Buster. $13 million exiting the second break phase. Now if I don't get heal block here, I got heal block. So I don't think it's likely I'm going to be able to finish this phase. Maybe if I get a burn on here I can burst him down really quick. I did not get a burn. That's disappointing. I got 20%ed twice in this fight. That's a lot of damage, so I'm going to use my S2 to put shields up on both of us. I only got the shield on Lilias, which means Milim is going to die on this hit. And I didn't get the burn again. This would be a lot more stable if my indestructible gators were at plus 30, but they're only at plus 15, no, plus 18, so I've got an 80% chance for that burn. Having it miss twice on this last phase is disappointing. I think if those burns had landed, if one of those burns had landed, I would have cleared this phase for the extra million-point bonus, which would have seeded me somewhere around 14.5 million as a final score. Now this is the team I chose because it's easy. It's a two-man cheese, it's stable, it's fast, and it's pretty much a guaranteed way to break into 10 million plus points and get your Dagger Sicar score. Other people are using four-man teams, which will let you push even higher, but have some more RNG built in. Anyway, I hope this team helps you complete your Dagger Sicar mission. If you have any questions, ask it in the comment section. And if you enjoyed the video, consider a like and subscribe. Have a good one.